hope you like the modifications that I made to the blaze farm. I have been harvesting a serious amount of blazes and I'm going to be super duper rich, I thought to myself. The video's gone out, everyone knows where the blaze rods are for sale, and I haven't had a crazy amount of customers. I thought I was going to be rolling in diamonds. We've got no sales over there. We've got quite a few sales over here. These diamonds have been building up because I've been coming back over and stocking this thing up. I have been making a ridiculous amount of blaze rods, and you may notice that this shop looks slightly different than it did before. Someone came over here and rebuilt my shop. Okay, it is ever so slightly different in a bunch of different ways. I don't know why. I don't know why someone did that, but it doesn't matter. It's still there. You can read the signs. You can buy the blaze rods. And let's wander over to our blaze farm. Remember, we had two of these. One of them has now become basically a public farm. You should be able to get to it from around here somewhere. Someone did a wonderful job of decorating stuff. In fact, wherever you go on the server, there's always things changing and beautiful builds popping up and sneaky passage. That sounds like it might go. Aha, this is the place. So this is one of the blaze farms. Someone's using it right now. It's now the public blaze farm. It looks super cool. Someone came over here and like redid the build and made it look really nice in this area. That's awesome. Our blaze farm has now been sort of cut off, and I need to find a way to it. So this is going to be my own personal little blaze farm that I've built, and I've engineered it with some redstone, and I am so surprised at how simple this was to set up. I've been standing here with an AFK clicker that just, you know, boom, 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 like that, and then occasionally it right clicks to eat as well, which it's not doing right now because I haven't got my food in my offhand. So I can leave my computer running and it just gets tons and tons of blaze rods. So many that Zapdos had to come over here and empty an entire chest's worth because they'd filled up and put them in there, which is pretty cool. But if we have a look at the redstone, I've got a bunch of pistons over here, and the idea was that when the blazes would fall down, that these things would just push, right, and push them all the way to the middle, which seems to work really well. The thing is, I thought the redstone was going to be complicated, and I decided, why don't we just run some redstone torches through it like that? That makes it super simple. It does mean that some of them are extended by default, but that doesn't really affect anything in the blaze farm. So when you stand here, you activate a clock on either side of you, and then that gets the pistons to go back and forth, and you can see the blazes get shuffled down to the middle here, and then you can whack them with your sword. And I've done all of this, by the way, with looting too, so overall I could have got more heads and more blaze rods out of this. But I do indeed have a crazy amount of blaze rods, and in today's episode what I want to do is set up our storage area like a proper little home inside now that we've done some exterior building, and get some furnace arrays going as well. And I've gathered a lot of fuel for that because I've got blaze rods over here, I've got blaze rods over there. I've also been at the skeleton farm a lot collecting tons and tons of bone blocks, so I've been preparing for what we're going to do today. So I've done a little bit of base building, but I kind of ran out of iron and some other materials, so we went and done some caving. I've had some help from the communist bear, who has been mining and giving me all of the resources, sharing them with me. Now wants 100% tax. Jeez, you got to be kidding me. But no, Cuplex has been awesome here, helping me mine some stuff. Going to spend a little bit more time out here mining, just gathering up some resources. The main thing I've come for is iron, and look at that, we've got 3 stacks already. I made it back home, safe and sound. These are all the things that I've got. If the area in front of you looks sort of similar, but sort of not, it's because I've been ripping out all of the nether brick around here. And also, people keep leaving me gifts everywhere. So we're going to build like a little open area for people to drop off gifts if that's what they want to do. And that's probably going to be over here, because on the inside we're going to go with these nether brick arcs like this that kind of define spaces. And behind me is the space where the storage room is going to go, and the reason that I had to go out for iron was because of those trapdoors right there. However, I've kind of gone off this a little bit. So originally it started off with this idea that we were going to, do you know what? I've got no netherrack blocks on me. Let's go. So we were going to have a flat floor like this, just the room at the same level as the path here. And the bone block thing at the back was so nice, it kind of felt really odd putting chests and shulker boxes in front of it. So we ripped all of that up and opened up the room so we could do that down below, and started messing around with the design with the trapdoors, and that too doesn't feel right as well. I'm really not sure where this is going to go at the moment, but I guess the problem is I like the wall design a lot, and as soon as we put something in front of it, it doesn't feel right. So how about that? I think you're probably thinking what I'm thinking is no. The ceiling here, too flat, too plain. I think that block looks really nice against the nether brick, but not when it's above it like that. That doesn't really make much sense. I'm going to be ripping all of that out. The floor here, just taking what's going on outside, sort of bringing it into this area, and don't really feel like it matches what's going on over here. However, this is really nice. These arcs, they're brilliant. The red nether brick on the floor, that's superb. I think we're going to rip all of this out. This has got more of a outdoorsy kind of feel to it. While I'm doing that, I want to talk to you about some of my own rules for playing on the server. Since the very first episode, I've wanted to find like a segment to talk about what are my rules for playing on the server, and I haven't been able to do so. I keep getting distracted by other things and running out of time during creating these episodes. So now's the time for us to have a little chat. If you watched any of the live streams, you might have seen that I sort of jump in and out of game mode 1 and game mode 3. Usually to deal with things that are going on the server, like if there's an issue. Like right now I'm the only OP or moderator person that can help anyone, so if someone has an issue I might need to teleport to them using game mode 3, and I might need to you know, do this and that for people as well. By the way, I've built a staircase going down there to the blaze farm, which is at the bottom. Bit out of these, and now I've decided to tear that out, so I need to find somewhere to just throw some of this junk, because we've got too much junk in the inventory. Yeah, I want to do that with nether brick slabs. I think that's the way to go there. So I do use game mode 3 and game mode 1 to help out other people. When it comes to game mode 1, sometimes it's just sort of like placing a block and pointing at it and saying, is here okay? And I also use game mode 3 to teleport about a bit. If there is like a big event that we've organised happening somewhere else on the server, I might kind of teleport over there. But generally, you know, I don't get a lot of enjoyment out of playing survival Minecraft without the survival element. Like, it is good to move around. However, sometimes what I do like to do is go into game mode 3 and just fly around looking at everything in the nether here, because it's so gorgeous and amazing. So those are kind of like my rules for how I use those things. I'm generally using them to help other people. And there was other things as well to do with other mods like Schematica and mods that overlay information on your screen, like your coordinates. But if I decide to use those things, I think we'll just talk about it when we come to that, because it's so easy for me to waffle on. I feel sometimes I'm the worst person at talking and recording at the same time, you know. Anyway, what we're going to do next is figure out what material goes through here in the middle. I've changed that over to that. Obviously, this needs a lot more work. And right now, there are people in my base trying to throw me stuff, leaving chests as I'm building. So what we need to do is sort out this area here, which is going to be like a place people can drop off and leave little gifts. I was thinking some brown wool might work for a floor design. And apparently, we got some trading going on down in the subway. It's been a while since I was last here. Wow. Maybe this is where I should come and set up some blaze rods for sale, because the other place doesn't seem to have taken off. This is very nice down here. Very, very nice. Wait, I think someone's actually trying to show me exactly where I need to go. There's a lot of signs to read. Aha! Papa's house. 1 diamond, a slot. Oh, don't mind if I do. 2 lots of wool for me then. That is superb. There's probably loads of other bargains around here as well. I've been struggling with the shape of this room and how to turn it into a storage room, and also the layout of the base as well. I don't know, I get so fussy over little details, like if things line up, and I'm trying to avoid doing that. But anyway, I've opened up this area here. We're going to put some sort of floor pattern design, a little sign in the middle saying this is like a gifts area, and I really need to get to doing the roof. So you can see that I tried some granite blocks up above and down below. Not really a fan. They kind of fit in, but they're not particularly nice. And I didn't really use the wall much either. I placed down a few bits here, but I'm not sure if that's going to work. And it sounds like the pigmen are aggressive, and not only are they aggressive, they are directly next to me, which is just great. Maybe we should run to the overworld, because over here you'll see that I've put in a portal. So the wall works, and wood in the ceiling looks fantastic. Dark oak and spruce. These are my colours right here. And in each of the rooms, we're going to deploy them differently from one another, just to create some variation. But they look so good up here. And this one's got a large chunk of spruce in the middle of it, which probably needs breaking up. You'll see over on the other side what I've done is gone for exclusively dark oak. And this is just lowered down a little bit from this one over here. Also, where I've cleared out all of these chests, it now starts to curve around the corner, and everything here is looking really good. Now the storage room is starting to come together because I've put in some like borders around the outside here, and then I realized what looks wrong about this is that it's just very plain. So we're going to put some armor stands in front of it, put some armor on it, and then it will work like decoration. So we can move down into this space, and then we can have our storage going on down below, which I will start to work on soon because I've just thrown all of my items into these chests on the side, and now everything that I have is an absolute jumble, and it's difficult to find something when I need it. So it all needs sorting out real soon, but I'm really pleased that everything else is coming together here. Alright, it's a new day, and you shall see that things have been tidied up around here, that I'm expanding in directions, thinking about where certain stuff is going to go. This gift leaving platform, great idea. Mr. Mighty Rem, thank you for the lovely gift. I've got an elytra, some rockets, and diamonds. How very generous of you. I appreciate that ever so much. And over here you can see I've done some work as well, so we've got a design kind of coming together, but I am feeling that this is actually just too small for my needs. So at some point in the future I think what we'll do is put an enchanting table down here and turn it into a little enchanters area. But right now it's kind of doing the job. You know, I've got a wood block there, and then above it I've got all of my shulker boxes for wood. That's kind of what I wanted, but I also wanted some duality with chests as well, so I could have some bulk storage. But I guess we got that up there, which I can't reach from down here unless I jump. If I remove the slabs here, I could reach the top ones, and I added this so I could technically come up here and walk around. But I want to move all the junk that's being temporarily stored in those chests down into here. So I've sort of been sorting through some of the stuff, and this stuff over here is just random jumbled things. They need to be dyed and then put into categories. We've got a redstone box, we've got some valuables over here, different types. Our greenery goes together, and so slowly we're starting to categorize things. But I want to take a break from this now. Things have been moving steadily, and I really like how the base is coming together. So I was thinking of making the storage area bigger, but it would have pushed out through this netherrack into this open space, and when I looked at it earlier I thought, nah, it looks kind of ugly. Plus there was also a sign here saying that there was going to be a bridge, and now that bridge has actually popped up. This is my neighbour Caxio, who has a very interesting looking build style. I'm really liking this. There is like this cave formation leading through to another area, and then this is the bulk of Caxio's base. Now this kind of storage system right here, this is kind of like what I'm going for. I didn't want to use item frames. I wanted to put actual blocks down and then have shulker boxes, but also chests as well. But as you can see, you know, you need a much larger space to work with, and the one that I've got probably isn't going to last very long. Well, you know what this means? It's time for some administration work, and all we're going to be doing in this episode is fixing the Ender Dragon problem, because we've run into some issues with multiverse and permission systems, which is actually affecting some of the other custom content we wanted to put on the server, and that stuff is getting fixed, so hopefully next episode we'll start adding some stuff in. But anyway, let's get to the solution. I had a lot of people suggest what I needed to do is put the command block in the end dimension. I actually said when I was explaining it all that I had tried that and it didn't work, so we can't do that. But I found a solution, and there is a command block running in the spawn chunks that will make this work. So let's go and check out this new command. Once again, we are using entity data. We are targeting the Ender Dragon, and we are looking for ones that don't have the process tag. And the first thing that we do is we give it that tag. Now, for some reason, the death table stuff just didn't work, whatever I tried. So there is another way to get it to have items that drop, and that is to put the items on it. So we've put an item in its hand. That item is the dragon egg, and then we've set the chance to 100%. It will always drop all of the time when you kill the Ender Dragon. And then we do the same thing with armor items. We put an elytra where the chest plate slot is, and then we set it to drop every single time undamaged as well. And that's it really. So that command block sits in the spawn chunks targeting the Ender Dragon. As soon as we tried it first time, it worked, no problems whatsoever. So if you're playing on the server and you fight the Ender Dragon, when you kill it, you're going to get yourself a dragon egg and an elytra. The skeletons are going to arrive any second now. Feels like ages since the last batch dropped down. This is the skeleton farm, and while I've been doing other activities, I've just left my account over here, occasionally running over and slapping the skellies. They really should have dropped down by now. The reason I'm doing this is actually to collect armor of all things, because I don't have a lot of resources, so I thought, what is a cheap way that I can get some different armor to put on my armor stands? And then I remembered this place over here. So this is what I collected so far, and when I first came through the nether portal, I didn't notice this opening on the side. Someone has just added a couple of chests, and they've actually been stashing armor over here, which mostly gets thrown away, so I'm probably going to nab some of that as well. I'm now starting to get a little bit worried about why the skeletons aren't dropping. Like, it's been like a minute or two. Anyway, that's why I'm over here, and if they don't drop down soon, I'm going to have to go investigate. Like, there is ice, and this was working not so long ago. Either someone has pranked me, or that makes no sense whatsoever, because we're outside, so how could that freeze? And why were there no skeletons in this room as well? I feel like someone's been messing with me. This has worked out well. Got a ton of armor in here, and then picked out some to be displayed in the base, because we're using the resource pack. It all looks slightly different. Kind of miss how it used to look. And these ones over here, by the way, were enchanted, and I think they actually would have looked nicer if they weren't enchanted. You can see I put a table down there because some of them were, some of them weren't, and I enchanted them all. But anyway, it's got me thinking that it would be fun to put some player heads on here. I was thinking these horse ones could be for those ones at the entrance, and maybe next to all of our entrances we have some, you know, like guards with horse heads, and then maybe a parrot head for the one in the middle right there. I'm not sure. I'll probably just mess around with this a lot and change them from time to time. It kind of looks more goofy than it does in any way, shape or form like a guard. If that should be intimidating or not, I'm not sure. Let's put the parrot head on over here. Yeah, that looks kind of silly as well. I like it. Also over here we've got another gift. Let's open it. KFC box. Awesome. Some food. You seem to be lacking food, so a small gift from Shusharu. Thank you, my friend. PS, keep the box. Awesome. This one, I can keep the box as well. So I'm getting some extra shulker boxes. And yes, I was actually low on food. All I've got is cooked salmon at the moment. I've run out of all of my steak and stuff like that. You might also be able to hear the sound of a ghast. We're going to do a little bit of investigating. Apparently, there is a ghast on top of my base. And somewhere around here there were a whole bunch of leaf blocks that took me up to the area up above. There they are. As you can see, I've sort of been building in this area, so now it's awkwardly positioned. And apparently some of my red nether brick is gone from here. How very odd. I'll come and fill that back in a moment. The ghast isn't here. The ghast is gone. So it's my neighbours Autumn and Rainbow who found the ghast in the top of my base that we were in just a second ago. I don't know how they got it out of there. And man, these blazes are super annoying. Don't hit the ghast. It's now in here, as you can see. Wow. It looks happy there. It looks happy. I wonder if it ever turns, like, because it has an AI. It could start looking in different directions. It is perfectly aligned. It kind of looks like it's not going to move. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So, back at the base, I've done a little bit more work just over here, working on this corridor and then the staircase leading to an area up top. So, over here is where we're going to build some sort of furnace array, and due to being very close to a neighbour, it's going to challenge us to try and make an irregular room shape, which I'm looking forward to. We'll be doing that soon, as well as a few other errands around this area. And up here you can see I've kind of created a little bit of a intersection here to go in that direction, and have more rooms. And then here we are going to have a little area reserved for something special. Now I haven't finished this. The netherrack roof looks a bit janky. We need more wall. I've run out of the stuff that I brought earlier in this episode. But right here we've got our My Questions chest. So if you have a question that you want to ask me, put it in the comments down below. Hashtag my question. This is the 7th one that we're answering, and this is from Sick DC Gamer. So Sick DC, thank you for your question. Let's open it up and have a read. How long are you planning on keeping this server up? That is a great question. Now, I have had a patron type server thing going for a few years now. Our first vanilla world, I think, lasted well over a year. The second one recently turned a year old and is still running right now. And this world right here will probably last over a year as well. The way I like to do things is that they are long term, so people can come on here and enjoy that experience for a long time. And also, if it ever comes to be that, you know, the server has dwindled down, not a lot of people are playing on it, doesn't mean that we have to close this server. We can simply open another one alongside it, start a new type of project, a twist, maybe some sort of modded together series, and let that world continue running like the vanilla one is, and people still play on the vanilla one. In fact, they really enjoy that it's quiet. So we've got a busy server and a quiet server as well, and people can get the best of both worlds. So yeah, hopefully that's answered your question well enough. We're going to be playing on this world for a long time. But that is it from me in this episode of Let's Play Minecraft Together. I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like as always. Thank you for the support, and I'll see you in the next episode. So ciao for now. Bye bye.